Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. Jacinda Ardern has delivered her final speech as Prime Minister, thanking Kiwis for the greatest privilege of her life.
She said the words at Ardern, which traditionally plays host to the unofficial start of the political year. Political editor Jenna Lynch has more.
So long, farewell, haere rā, goodbye. Jacinda Ardern embarking on her final outing as Prime Minister.
If you're going to leave, I say leave with a brass band.
Cloaked in a korowai and cloaked in love.
Can you say hello to our people?
Oh, kia ora, and thank you.
Because they're very scared at the moment. And sad.
They don't need to be.
We are sad.
Oh, thank you.
It goes both ways.
I leave with a greater love and affection for Aotearoa New Zealand and its people than when I started. And I didn't think that was possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for the greatest privilege of my life.
Making the pilgrimage to Ratana with her successor, a symbolic handing over of the reins of government.
This feels like a really special day to me, predominantly because I get to see my colleague and friend Chris Hipkins take on the mantle over the next 48 hours.
On their journey, some prime ministerial pointers exchanged.
She offered me a few words of advice which I will keep between the two of us.
Probably the most important advice I gave him was you do you.
Rangatahi getting the final autograph, the final souvenir.
What do you think about Jacinda standing down?
Not good.
The incoming has a bit to prove.
I reckon Jacinda's better Prime Minister than him. No offence.
But Ardern singing her successor's praises.
Chippy, you're a colleague and friend to us all, but I know you'll be a wonderful Prime Minister.
And him taking the mic to make a promise.
Well, I will be here every year and you will see my Te Reo Māori improve.
An emotional day for Ardern's right-hand man and bestie, Grant Robertson.
I've had this incredible privilege of working alongside my mate, and she'll go down in history as one of our greatest Prime Ministers.
Kelvin Davis addressing the misogyny and abuse she faced as Prime Minister.
We as male leaders need to step up and start addressing this misogynistic attitude that's prevailing.
Ardern says that's not what she'll remember.
I've experienced such love, compassion, empathy and kindness when I've been in this job. That has been my predominant experience.
But she's done with the Prime Ministership, done with politics.
And you won't find me commentating on domestic politics.
And with the handing of the baton, a Prime Minister who has spent nearly every day in the global spotlight is ready to take a back seat.
I'm ready to be a backbench MP. I'm ready to be a sister and a mum.
Signing off as Prime Minister, staying on in her most important job.
Well, Jenna joins us now from Ratana. Jenna, how did Chris Hipkins' first big speech go down?
This was the soft launch of Prime Minister Chris Hipkins, and it was a soft landing among a Labour-friendly crowd. Labour and the Ardern Church have a very special relationship dating all the way back to Michael Joseph Savage. Chris Hipkins acknowledged there'd been challenges in that relationship over the years, revealing the first time that he had attended was back in 2004 when he was a staffer for Helen Clark. That would have been right in the middle of the foreshore and seabed controversy. I understand his speech today was Chris Hipkins' own words. The speech that was written for him hit the cutting room floor. So this was Chippy introducing Prime Minister Hipkins to Māoridom. But tomorrow is when the rubber really hits the road. He will be officially sworn in as Prime Minister. He will chair his first cabinet meeting. He will be in charge of the country and he will be tested accordingly.
And Jenna, what's this about a National MP that's been forced to apologise to Jacinda Ardern?
Jerry Brownlee has been forced to apologise to Jacinda Ardern. He says he, quote, unreservedly apologises after Newshub asked questions about a social media post that his page had liked. The post was made by an Australian conspiracy group. It said, one of the most hated leaders of modern times, tyrant Jacinda Ardern, has resigned. Suspiciously, it happens just as the Kovacs narrative and the damage it has caused is coming to light. Now, Jerry Brownlee says it wasn't him and it is completely unacceptable, saying the personalised personalisation of politics is not something I would ever do. The way the Prime Minister has been treated online is appalling. He says he is reconsidering the management of his social media accounts, and this is now an employment matter.
Ngā mihi, Jenna, thanks so much.